Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Bebster1, and today we're diving deep into the latest upcoming character in Zenless Zone Zero, Jane Doe. If you completed her newest quest and had the chance to play with her, you already know that Jane is an absolute game changer. Jane is an S-rank character with a physical attribute, and she belongs to the Anomaly specialty. This means she excels at applying debuffs and building up Anomaly buildup, which allows her to weaken enemies and trigger attribute anomalies that deal massive damage. Jane is a member of the new Eridu Public Security faction, and she brings a unique combination of power and utility to any team she's in. Whether you're looking to add a top-tier DPS character to your lineup, or you just want someone who can provide critical debuffs to your enemies, Jane Doe is the character you've been waiting for. Now, let's get into the details of Jane's abilities and kit, starting with her basic attacks. Jane's primary basic attack, Dancing Blades, unleashes up to 6 attacks in front of her, dealing physical damage. This is your bread and butter for consistent damage output, and is particularly useful to build up her passion stream. When Jane enters the passion state, she gains access to Cao Cao Jump. By holding down the basic attack button, Jane launches a rapid series of consecutive attacks forward, accumulating in a devastating finishing move. The longer you hold the button, the longer the attack sequence, but you can release it early to trigger the finishing move. During this sequence, Jane has an increased anti-interrupt level, takes 40% reduced damage, and is invulnerable during the finishing move. This makes Cao Cao Jump not only a high damage attack, but also a reliable way to avoid incoming damage. The passion mechanic is a core part of Jane's kit. Every time Jane triggers a perfect dodge, uses a defensive assist, or deals damage with her skills, she accumulates passion stream. Once this meter is full, Jane enters the passion state, which boosts her physical anomaly buildup rate by 25% and increases her attack if her anomaly proficiency exceeds 120. Each point above 120 adds 2 attack, up to a maximum of 600. This makes anomaly proficiency a key stat for Jane, as it directly influences her damage output while in the passion state. The passion state is temporary, however, and Jane will exit it once her passion stream is consumed. To maximize your damage, you'll want to manage this resource carefully, using skills that regenerate passion stream when needed to stay in the passion state for as long as possible. Speaking of dodges, Jane has a versatile dodge mechanic that offers both offensive and defensive options. Her standard dodge, Phantom, is a rapid dodge that makes Jane invulnerable for a brief moment. She has an extra dodge before entering the passion state, alternating between 2 different dodges. Once in the passion state, Jane can pass through enemies while dodging, giving her greater mobility and positioning options while in combat. But that's not all. Jane's dodges can be followed up with powerful attacks. For example, after a dodge, pressing basic attack will trigger either Edge Jump, which launches an upward slash dealing physical damage, or Phantom Thrust, which unleashes 3 quick rushing slashes while in the passion state. These dodge attack combos make Jane incredibly fluid in combat, allowing her to weave in and out of enemy attacks while dealing consistent damage. Jane's assist skills further enhance her utility in battle. Quick Assist Dark Thorn allows her to unleash multiple slashes at enemies in front of her, followed by a downward thrust dealing significant physical damage. This is perfect for quickly turning the tide in your favor when your on-field character is launched. Defensive Assist Last Defense, on the other hand, is a parry move that activates when the on-field character is about to be attacked, inflicting massive daze on the enemy. Following up a defensive assist with Gale Sweep lets Jane execute a wide sweeping slash across a large area, making her an excellent choice for crowd control. When it comes to Jane's special attack, Aerial Sweep, she leaps into the air to launch a series of kicks forward, followed by a wide sweep dealing physical damage. Her EX special attack, Aerial Sweep Tail Swipe, is even more powerful, dealing massive damage and making Jane invulnerable while using the skill. These aerial maneuvers not only deal high damage but also position Jane out of harm's way, making them invaluable in tight situations. Jane's chain attack, Flowers of Sin, is a showstopper. When triggered, Jane slashes enemies in a large area, dealing massive physical damage and instantly entering the passion state with max passion stream. This skill is perfect for starting or finishing a fight, as it gives you access to Cao Cao Jump and boosts your anomaly buildup rate. Jane's ultimate, Final Curtain, is the pinnacle of her kit. When her decibel rating is at maximum, she slashes enemies back and forth in a large area, followed with a finishing strike that deals massive physical damage. Like her chain attack, Final Curtain instantly enters the passion state with max passion stream, ensuring you can capitalize on her full damage potential immediately. Jane's core passive skill, Insight, is a crucial component of her kit that amplifies the team's damage potential. When Jane's attack hits an enemy, it places them in the gnawed state for 10 seconds. This debuff is particularly important because if any squad member triggers assault on an enemy in a gnawed state and causes the flinch effect, the duration of the flinch is extended by 5 seconds. Additionally, the assault damage gains a significant boost with a base crit rate of 23% and a crit damage of 50%. This makes Jane an excellent enabler for characters who rely on crits to maximize their damage output. The crit rate of assault can further be increased by Jane's anomaly proficiency, with each point adding an additional 0.13% crit rate. This scaling mechanic allows Jane to elevate the entire team's performance, making her a valuable asset in any composition. Moreover, her additional skill, Sore Spot, further enhances her anomaly buildup rate by 15% when there are other anomaly agents or NEPS faction members in the squad. If the enemy is already suffering from an attribute anomaly, this rate is increased by another 15%. Now that we've covered Jane's abilities, let's talk about her Mindscapes. Jane's first Mindscape, Crime Council, increases the maximum uses of Cao Cao Jump by 1 and further boosts her physical anomaly buildup rate and damage based on her anomaly proficiency while in the Passion state. This Mindscape provides a considerable boost to Jane's damage output, especially if you want to keep her in the Passion state for as long as possible. Her second Mindscape, Adapt to the Environment, is all about shredding enemy defenses. When Jane or any squad member hits an enemy in the Nod state, 15% of the enemy's defense is ignored. Additionally, when assault damage triggers a crit, the crit damage is increased by 30%. This makes Jane even more lethal against debuffed enemies, allowing her to tear through even the toughest of foes. Mindscapes 3 and 5, Anonymity and Compulsive Hoarder, increases the level of all her skills, making them valuable for overall power scaling. Mindscape 4, Adapt and Thrive, provides a significant boost to your team's attribute anomaly damage when any squad member triggers assault or disorder effects, making Jane a key enabler in teams that rely on those mechanics. Finally, Mindscape 6 is the icing on the cake, increasing Jane's crit rate and crit damage while in the Passion state and allowing her to instantly enter the Passion state with max Passion Stream whenever assault is inflicted by a squad member. This Mindscape turns Jane into a relentless damage dealer, especially in teams that can consistently trigger assault. Although her Mindscapes provide some pretty enticing buffs, Jane is already extremely powerful without any Mindscapes, so please don't feel forced to pull for any. Moving on to Wenjin's, her signature S-rank Wenjin, Sharpened Stinger, is tailor-made for her playstyle. Upon activating a dash attack, Jane gains stacks of Predatory Instinct, each of which increases her physical damage by 12% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. When at maximum stacks, her anomaly buildup rate is increased by 40%, making this Wenjin essential for maximizing Jane's damage output. The free-to-play friendly Wenjin options such as R5 Weeping Gemini and R5 Rainforest Gourmet are also excellent options. Weeping Gemini increases anomaly proficiency whenever a squad member inflicts an attribute anomaly, stacking up to 4 times. This synergizes well with Jane's role as an anomaly build-up specialist. Rainforest Gourmet, on the other hand, provides an attack buff based on energy consumed, stacking up to 10 times. This Wenjin is great for sustaining Jane's damage across longer fights. Both of these free-to-play options are available for purchase at Box Galaxy, making refinements very attainable. Now, let's dive into drive discs, which are crucial for optimizing Jane's stats. A popular setup for Jane is the 4-piece Freedom Blues and 2-piece Fanged Metal sets. The 4-piece Freedom Blues set increases anomaly proficiency by 30 and reduces the target's anomaly buildup resistance when an EX special attack hits an enemy. This makes it easier for Jane to trigger attribute anomalies and deal consistently high damage. The 2-piece Fanged Metal set increases her physical damage by 10%, providing a solid boost to her overall damage output. Another option is to pair the 4-piece Freedom Blues with 2-piece Hormone Punk, Puffer Electro, or Swing Jazz sets, depending on your team composition and the specific stats you want to prioritize. Hormone Punk increases attack, Puffer Electro boosts penetration ratio, and Swing Jazz enhances energy regeneration, all of which can complement Jane's kit depending on how you're building her. Lastly, the 4-piece Fanged Metal and 2-piece Freedom Blues sets are another decent option, boosting both physical damage and anomaly proficiency. For your drive disc stats, you'll want to prioritize anomaly proficiency as the main stat in slot 4, physical damage percent in slot 5, and anomaly mastery in slot 6. These stats directly contribute to Jane's damage output and her ability to trigger and exploit anomalies. For substats, focus on anomaly proficiency, attack percent, and penetration, as these will give Jane the most significant boost in her core roles as a DPS and debuffer. When it comes to team compositions, Jane is incredibly versatile, fitting well into a variety of different team setups. One of her best team compositions pairs her with Grace and Seth. Grace's ability to apply strong shock on the enemy complements Jane's kit perfectly, allowing Jane to trigger disorder by proccing assault. Seth, as a defensive support, provides an anomaly proficiency buff and a shield, making him an excellent choice for rounding out this team. Seth's electric attribute also synergizes with Grace's additional ability, further enhancing the team's damage potential. For Bang Boo options, Officer Kui or Plug Boo are the best options, providing additional utility and support to the team. Another strong team composition for Jane is a Neko Mata team. Nekomata's kit excels at dealing more damage whenever anyone triggers assault on the enemy, which Jane can do exceptionally well. In this team, Nekomata becomes a burst DPS while Jane serves as the primary on-field DPS during the stun window. This setup is somewhat similar to the Mono Electric team featuring Anton, Grace, and Rina, but with a focus on physical anomaly damage. Seth once again fits well as the third team member, offering his usual support and buffs. Since Seth is also part of the Neps faction, he activates Jane's additional ability, making this team composition even more effective. For Bang Boo options, Officer Kui or Bang Volver are the best choices, adding even more synergy and support to the team. Looking to the future, we have an exciting potential team composition featuring Burnus, an upcoming fire anomaly agent and member of the Sons of Caledon. While we don't know Burnus' full kit yet, given that she is the new limited S-rank anomaly character, it's reasonable to assume that she will pair well with Jane. If Burnus has abilities that synergize with Jane's anomaly buildup and assault mechanics, this could be a very powerful team setup. Jane Doe is a character with a complex but rewarding kit, offering a blend of high damage, debuffing capabilities, and unique mechanics that set her apart from other characters in Zenless Zone Zero. Whether you're playing her as a main DPS, a debuffer, or a mix of both, Jane brings a lot to the table. Her ability to enter the passion state and boost her damage, combined with her versatile dodge mechanics and powerful assist skills, makes her a formidable force on the battlefield. By building her properly and playing her in the right team comps, you can tailor Jane to fit your playstyle and maximize her potential. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more Zenless Zone Zero content. I'm Bebster01 and I'll see you in the next video. Happy gaming and keep spreading positivity.